We're the Tank Blitz, Armoured Pants here, having another review if you do need Dracula T6. Now what is this? Well, this is something very sexy and very dangerous from Transylvania, isn't it? This is Kate Beckinsale playing Selena from the Underworld set of movies. Very, very sexy indeed. And that's kind of what this tank is like. This is something very, very sexy and very dangerous and from Transylvania. And it's also called Dracula. She wasn't called Dracula, but you know what I'm talking about. This tank, in my opinion, is the best looking tank in World of Tank Blitz. And for that reason alone, it's worth getting, isn't it? I mean, we all like to have good things in our garages, or beds, but in garage in this case. So, this tank is just fantastic. It looks fantastic, it looks dangerous, it looks like it's going to fuck shit up. It's just an amazing design by the guys in Wargaming, and I think possibly the best premium tank they've ever given. The Helsing gives it a close run, I think, but this is my favourite. Now, it's a medium tank. Its major asset is its speed. It's like shit off a fucking shovel, this thing. It's faster than fucking diarrhea after a night out on beers in Indian. It's just fucking lightning quick, this stuff. And like that diarrhea, there's very little defence you can have against it if in the right hands. By the way, don't use your hands if you've got diarrhea. Better off using toilet paper or baby wipes or something like that. But that's just a bit of medical advice. I'm not a doctor, by the way, and you know we had that court case to prove that. Now, the tank has a 90mm gun. It has a great rate of fire. It has decent muzzle velocity. If you use calibrated shells, that goes up to over 1,000 meters per second, which is really good. But as I always say, I like medium tanks to be fast firing. I think their job is to get in and get personal, but that's just a personal preference. The tank itself doesn't have much armour. It does have this, what would you call it, spaced armour along the sides. One thing about it, though, I would say, is that the tracks in it repair in 2 seconds, so you don't need to have 2 repair kits on it, so you can use the engine booster, which is what I do. So just bear that in mind, because it can save you a kit, because the tracks just self-repair really quick. They repair faster and you can actually hit that button yourself. So you just need one just get the general one for fire, etc. It doesn't really have much armour, but its greatest asset is its speed. When this thing is at full throttle, it's very difficult to get a bead on it, particularly if you're something with a big derpy gun or a heavy with slow aiming time. You're not going to get a bead on this thing, and that's its greatest speed. So keep moving. As we say, stopping is dropping, so keep moving with this thing, and that's your best protection. That's the best armour it has. It's great for peekaboo, it's great for hit and run, it's great for circle of death. It says you're average, but it's actually great. Its manoeuvrability, its agility is just fucking amazing. You'll see here it's actually good for long range sniping too, even without calibrated shells. If you use refiled gun, it's very good for long range sniping, and you'll see that in this game too. But just bear in mind that this is a tank, its greatest asset is its speed, so make sure you're comfortable playing with tanks that are very fast. If you can't control a Leopard, say, or any of those fast tanks, then this tank is not for you, I'm afraid. But if you're comfortable playing with really fast and agile tanks, then you're really going to enjoy this tank. If you like the Cromwell B, look how sexy this thing is. It is just delicious, you know. I mean, after a very famous court case back in Bristol in 1989, I'm no longer allowed to have sex with inanimate objects, but I would definitely consider breaking that rule and that court-imposed order for this thing. Although, as it's animated, it's not really inanimate, is it? So that's probably a loophole in the law they never thought about back then, is it? So, anyway, I digress. Just as a general rule of thumb, by the way, especially if you're underage, don't be going around having sex with things, tanks and cars and things like that. It's bad for you, and can sort of end your career, especially if you're a mechanic. Anyway, we digress again. So, as I said, the thing about this tank is its speed. Now, normally I'd fuck around in that bush back there, seeing if there's enemies coming or whatever, but this tank is so fast that you can get into the base, get into a good position where you can actually escape from. And worst case scenario, you're just going to spot up the enemy. Best case scenario, you get that fast capture as I did there. Now, I always say that stopping is dropping. If you stop, especially in the light or medium tank, there's a good chance you're going to get killed. But if you remember your von Clausewitz, if you do remember him, German military philosopher, tactician, if you have a good position, which you can defend well and inflict damage on the enemy from, don't give it up. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm actually kind of breaking my own golden rule, but I am following von Clausewitz because that guy knew what he was talking about when it came to blowing shit up and killing things. I have a good position here. I'm unspotted. There is a target rich environment in front of me. So much like an Essex girl at a Bacardi Breezer promotion, when a local rugby team walk in, there are multiple targets and multiple things to be fucked. And I'm just going to fuck this one here now. There's the prop forward, he just gets fucked. This Panther too, I'm going to get a couple of shots in him too there. I thought I was going to get that one in him, but I didn't. But he comes back around to give me seconds. There you go, my slappy seconds on him. There you go, my friend, there's one for you. Nice Freddie Mercury round right up the arsehole. See you later. Thanks for the invite. Now gonna get one here into the KV4. The KV4s are notoriously difficult to pen, especially from distance. They are like, look at this fucker. Look how red that is. Like a fucking tomato in erection. This fella. Try to put one into the lower glacis, but even with APCR, it's difficult to pen. I also can't see enough of him really to see the vulnerable parts because he's in behind that bush. We're not doing too well in this game. We're already a tank down. I'm going to try to put one into him here again. No, it doesn't pen. Now I want to see what's going on. I'm going to move soon because I think I've ridden my luck here and I've used this position, the Von Clausewitz position, as much as I can. So the thinking is here I'm going to move soon. I'm going to try to put one more into him. It doesn't go. So now I'm going to move. Now there's guys there telling me to move and all this. You know, like Dracula, don't listen to the dead. You know, you need to form a plan in the game of what you're going to do, and then just stick to that. And don't be listening to the guys telling you do this, do that. You're a noob. You're this. You're that. Right? They're no longer playing. They're dead, probably because they're not that good, or if they are good, made a stupid decision. So you don't follow them that way because you can't help the team and you can't help them if you're dead as well. I understand the irony of that when I'm actually talking about a tank called Dracula, which is the undead, but just remain undead. Whether that's alive or not, who knows? I'm not a philosopher either, and there's been a court case to prove that too. After I went for that job in the philosophy school, but anyway, I digress again. So we're still a tank down, but clearing that KV4, that was their biggest danger. He had the most hit points, and now using the speed of this tank. Just, you know, nothing spectacular here, just sensible play, come up behind him, use the rate of fire that I have, pick my targets, bam, gone. Now we're down to 2v2, but I have the advantage because this Panther is a one shot for me because I did a lot of damage on him earlier. I get a nice shot in on him here. Again, maneuverability of the tank takes me around behind the Luva. Put into him there. And now it's game over because there's no way he's going to be able to hit me now. I'm just going to use the tank's maneuverability at speed. I'm using APCR because I don't want any bounces. Because at this point in time, I know it's going to take 2 shots to kill him. So why not do 2 APCRs? If you've got it, spend it, right? You know, no point risking a bounce when you don't need to, right? So that's why I always use APCR when I really need to be certain, especially if you know it's going to take 2 shots anyway. So there we go, Mastery Badge. And actually you'll see there's massive XP I got on this. There you go, XP is 1.56k, massive XP. So there you go, and that's how to play the Dracula. Dracula takeaways. Use the incredible speed to spot to get yourself into that valuable position that you want, as I did there, going to the base and capturing it. Stopping is dropping, as we always say, so use the speed, keep moving, it's his best armor, but that doesn't mean you leave a dominant position. If you're doing damage there, there's no need, right? Conserve your HP as I did. No point on going all balls out, especially with no armor. Make a plan and stick to the plan. You know, you've got a plan there. Don't let guys who are dead tell you, hey, go, do this, do that, you're a noob. You know, just stick to your plan, and like as not, it'll work out well for you. Like Dracula, ignore the dead. Now, I just thought we'd have another look at this Kate Beckinsale. Just look at that arse. Holy fuck. It's just amazing, isn't it? So that and this tank are the 2 sexiest things to come from Transylvania. Alright, take it easy now. Subscribe and follow and all that stuff. And Kate Beckinsale. Yeah, nice, isn't it? Alright, see you now. Cheers. Bye.